Grief, grieving, being sad, being depressed. What is it? Who in the hell knows? I'm here to learn it. I know that much. Every day is completely different. Every wave of sadness transforms every time you are sunk into it. Every time you feel the depression in the back of your throat and burning your eyes, it feels like something new. Every day, every person sitting around you complains about their hectic, sorrowful lives. They tell you about their hard times that morning or last year. They tell you about how awful it was at work the other day. They open up about that tragic time their stepmom accidentally slapped them in the arm, and they're calling it abuse. They complain about this one breakup they had to go through this one time. They sit there and ask for your care as you sit there in silence. You ask yourself over and over again, why do I need to care about this? I listen to you as you talk about how great your brother is or how much you miss him because you haven't seen him since last month. I am imprisoned in my own agony and think to myself, you have no idea. And then I cannot help the flashbacks as they rattle my whole being, thinking of my own flesh and blood lying lifeless before me. And I kiss his cheek to say goodbye. But don't you remember when you were just the same as they are? Don't you remember when your biggest worry was getting that assignment done, getting to work on time, that fight you had with your partner, or how much pain you felt when a friend wronged you? Don't you remember when the true and real and never-ending pain people used to talk about when they were trying to reach out to somebody who would listen made you feel uncomfortable? Do you remember what it was like when you could just kind of feel bad for someone losing a person so close to them and then moving on about your day? Do you remember when you were once sane and carefree and normal? What about when you were fun or when you weren't such a burden to everybody else? Do you remember what it was like when people didn't question you about your rationality? Do you remember when you could just get up out of bed and feel like you had something to live for? Did you feel like you were important? You don't now, do you? Do you remember when little things would go wrong with your day and you could deal with it because you didn't relate them back to that empty void that is left in your heart? Do you remember how those little things didn't affect you as much? What about when people didn't bother you as much? What about when you could somehow pretend like you really had friends that were there for you? What about when you can hug and kiss and talk to the person you lost? You remember that at all? Do you remember their voice, their smile, their laugh, the role they played in your life? Do you remember how much you took them for granted? I know you do. Every day of grieving is different from the last. I walk along feeling so lonesome and trapped and cynical about everyone around me. I look at my peers in their young age and their shitty personalities and hatefully think, why not them instead? But why not me instead? I have to remind myself that he is not coming back. He is not going to walk through that door. He is not going to hug me again. Time has not stopped, and this is fucking reality. I constantly miss being a little sister. And it pains me to realize that my children will never be able to yell for their Uncle Isaac and feel his warm embrace. He would have taught them more than I ever could. He has taught me more than I ever wanted to know. I see his face everywhere I go. I hear his guidance and encouragement in my head. I feel his spirit overtaking my empty soul, and then I hate myself all over again. He deserves life. He is everything I wish I could be. Why him? You remember that quote, everything happens for a reason? That is a lie. There is no reason for certain souls to be taken. There is no reason for people to feel pain when they shouldn't. That is not fate. That is a mistake. And you are left to sit there and take it. Roll with the punches, man. Go with the flow. Stay strong and keep your head up. Time cures all things, and what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You know that's a lie now, don't you? Sometimes it is so hard to keep living this life, and you're just expected to. But all we can do now is stand up, keep standing up. You need to realize that every person grieves differently. Your grieving process is as unique as your own fingerprint. Take care of yourself, take care of your loved ones, and realize that people still need you. Don't live in the should have, could have, would have mindset. You love your loved one, and they love you just the same. So go out there. Life's short, right? Keep being exactly who you are, and don't let anyone get you down. You have been brought into this world and have been given the worst possible circumstance. You have lost most everything you cared about without any warning or preparation. So what else is there to lose? Live for justice, live for truth. Your life is your life. Know it while you have it. Live on for the person you love. That is what you're supposed to do now. So go out there and be brave and take it day by day. That's going to be it for me.